I'm in Prince William Forest. This is near the Marine Corps base at Quantico. I'm up in the northern part of the forest. That over there is the Oak Ridge Campground. It's closed for the winter. The old water tank up there. Parking area here. And there's a gray ghost. And I'm gonna go over here and see if I can find the site of the old Prince William Poorhouse. .45 miles into my hike. So far I've been hiking down an old one of the older roads here in the park. That's where I came from. It's blocked off down there where I parked though, so the public can't drive down through here. Looks like the Park Service might be using it some. And there's a split in the road here. If you go straight, it runs into Joplin Road. And if you go this way, it runs into Joplin Road also. This looks like the original alignment. And I am going to take off now. This is where the bushwhacking starts. I'm going to take off on a compass bearing of 354 magnetic. Going to be using this guy right here. So let's see if I can find my way through the wilderness. Six-tenths of a mile into my hike. Bushwhacking, of course. That's the direction I came from. And I'm heading this way, but I'm going to mark this location here. This looks like part of an old road, sort of heading off to the north. I'll just mark it and compare it against the maps when I get home. A lot of blown down trees in this section here. It's kind of hard to hike on a compass bearing, so when you see my GPS track, this is me trying to find the easiest way. .1 miles into my bushwhack here. I'm at my first waypoint. It used to be, I've been back in this area before, so I recorded some locations. This is one of them. Now they used to be blazed blue. If you look at that big tree, you can see it still has some blue, but they painted green, like a lime green over it. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The big one is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. There's about 20 trees here in a circle. And then, and then this tree was tagged. That one was tagged over there. I'll get some pictures of those. There's a tag on that tree. Oh, almost all these trees are tagged. So I guess this was maybe an area where they were tagging a bunch of trees. I'll get some pictures of some of the tags. .7 miles into my hike, I'm at my second cluster of blue blazing, and I'm noticing that these trees are all tagged with metal tags. See that tag down there? So there's blue, 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 blue blaze, blue blaze. That big tree's blazed. That one back there's blazed. Another blaze. And I see 3 more blazes over there, another 2 blazes back there. So, whole bunch of blazing right here. So I'm going to be crossing over this, continuing to hike north. And according to my GPS and the old maps, the first thing I should come across, hopefully, is the old cemetery. It's up here on this rise, I think. So, note to myself, I repositioned this waypoint, blue paint number 1, I repositioned it. It was off by, I don't know, maybe 250 feet or so. So I repositioned it to here. .9 miles into my hike. I'm within about 30 feet of the cemetery coordinates that were published by Ron Turner in his list of cemeteries in Prince William County. That's where I came from, up that rise. The blue blaze trees are down there at the bottom, about 1/10 of a mile or so. Came up here, and I'll take some still pictures, but well, let me get one of my trekking poles. I'll use that as a pointer, because I'm seeing a bunch of graves here. There's right there's a headstone, and look how sunken in that is. That's sunken down probably a foot or so. Here's another one right here. Let's see. This might be one. This looks like another one right here. And then over here by this bush, well, before I get to the bush, there's another sunken in grave right there with no marking, sunken in. Here's one right here. See that? I mean, I'm not going to try and walk around and show every single one, but let's see, over here. Not sure about that. Well, it might be, because this is sunken in right here. This is sunken in. There's one there for sure. That might be another one. I see a bunch of sunken in areas all around here, so it looks like, I don't know Ron Turner's book didn't say anything about inscriptions. It just said field stones. I'll look around some more, but that's probably a half a dozen or so that I just pointed out right here in this area. Also, a note to myself, I readjusted the cemetery waypoint by about 30 feet. Just, you know, why not? I'm standing here. So I'll get some still pictures too. I'm going to do a 360 pan here of the of this cemetery area here. That's where I came from, up that rise. This is up on the high ground, you know, local high ground here. I can hear woodpeckers banging away on trees. So really flat up here. Good spot. Imagine this with no trees, all cleared out back in the day, which would have been 100 years ago. More than 100 years. So now I'm going to head over here to the, let's see, I'm going to head west, I guess, over here towards the buildings, if I can find those. I have some approximate coordinates from a 1940 map of Quantico. It was called the county farm on that map. I'll show you that when I do the map talk. I'm going to head over that way now, see if I can find anything. Two miles into my hike, I mean, the last 2 miles I've been hiking look like that, including the cemetery, which is over there. Now that I'm hiking towards where the dwellings used to be, look where I'm at now. It's a huge cleared out area here. So I'm going to explore around. Let me look at my GPS for a minute. This is about 340 feet from the 1940 location, but they can be off by some. And this is obviously somebody, I don't know if the dwellings were here or if maybe they farmed here, but look how cleared out it is. And what's this? I mean, that's a great big hole in the ground right there. Huh. So I'm going to get some still pictures and we'll see what I come across. Okay, now I'm within, let me look. Now I'm within about 85 feet of the 1940 map. So, I mean, this has got to be it. It's the same big area. That looks to me like that, oh, I forgot what they call it, that synthetic lumber that you use to tack or trek, something like that, that they use these days on outdoor stuff. And judging from the size of it, that's probably 6 feet by 6 feet or so. So that was either a well, I would say, that they covered up, or maybe an outhouse. I'm going to guess a well. And because why would you put your outhouse right in the middle of where everybody's living? I'd put it over there somewhere, down the hill just a little ways. But anyway, here's, so I think this is a well. I'll record the location. That's the way I came from. The cemetery's over that way. And I'll just do a 360 here. So you can see just how cleared out. This is unbelievably cleared out. Now, right there, that's a mound. That's a mound of something. So this whole area is got just very few trees, and all this hay-looking stuff is just, you know, grass that grows up in the summer and then it dies down in the winter. So 2.3 miles into my hike. I'm within about 50 feet of the other point, which was the dwelling location on the westernmost. I'm within about 50 feet of that, and I'm standing in the ditch that I think was the road. See that? Let me get down a little. The sun's in my eyes, but maybe you can make that out. So so this is definitely the spot, and it's up on high ground again. I'm gonna wander around all through here and see what I can find. But this is definitely the road coming in here. I'll show that when I do the map talk. .8 miles into my hike. I'm back to the cemetery area. There's one of the stones right over there. Another one over there. And that's the direction I came from, where the poorhouses were, the open areas. And on my way back, when I stopped at the first area there, I saw an old tin, part of an old tin pail or something, or a watering bucket or something. So I got some pictures of that, galvanized steel. So from here back to my car, I'm just going to retrace my steps as best as I can using waypoints back in this direction. So it's a mile or so, about a mile, I guess, back to the access road, and then another half a mile back to my car. Four miles into my hike, I just came out of the woods. I'm back to the access road, so I'm just heading back this way to my car. This is a map of today's hike. The quadrangle name is Joplin 1997, and this was a bushwhack hike in Prince William Forest. to the location of the old Prince William County Poorhouse. The poorhouse was there from 1794 until 1928. Now, this map, this quadrangle map, doesn't show really any of the locations that I visited. So instead of talking to this map, I'm going to switch to an earlier map from 1940. Okay, this is Quantico 1940, and which covers a wider area than the quadrangle maps. Here's Independent Hill, Virginia. This is Ayden Road heading over towards Ayden and Nokesville. And this is Route 234. This road here, wait a minute. Yeah, this road here is what became Route 619, Joplin Road. And on the west side of that is Marine Corps Base Quantico. And on the east side is what became the Prince William Forest. So this is the poorhouse. They called it the county farm. And if you look real close here, you'll see there's a building location shown here, and there's another one shown right there. I numbered these 1 and 2. The cemetery is not shown on this map, but I found it, and it's located here, a little bit east of where the buildings were. This is a cluster of trees that are blazed blue and green, and here's another cluster of trees. I use these as waypoints. I started down here and basically bushwhacked north through the woods to this first waypoint. Then I switched and hiked to this waypoint. Then I came up here and located the cemetery. Then I headed east and found this location for sure. This is a big open area. And then I headed a little bit further to the west, and I found this road here, which I show in the video. Found a piece of this road. And so according to this map, the other site, the western site, was just north of the road. Now, I didn't find anything specifically over here except for the road. But over here, I found there's a great big open area, and there's some mounds where it looks like maybe they covered up some stuff. And I also found the well, which is in the center of the cleared area. And then basically I had to bushwhack back. My car is parked down here a little ways. Here's a little bit of information on the Prince William County Poorhouse. It was there from 1794 to 1928. So it was there for a long time. In colonial Virginia, before we became the United States, the poor were cared for by the Church of England. The Church of England was the official church in the colonies. Virginia, in 1786, Virginia passed the Virginia Statute for Religious Freedom. That basically abolished the Church of England as being the official church, and it said that people can do whatever they want as far as religion. Once that happened, though, there was a problem. What do we do with the poor? So I think there were some statutes passed by Virginia, by the Virginia Assembly. It required the counties to care for the poor. And so this was done by building poorhouses, and they were funded with a poor tax. So in 1794, Prince William County built a poorhouse near Independent Hill, where I showed you on the map, in what is now the Prince William Forest. And the poorhouse was situated on 296 acres. Okay, and I showed this to you on the 1940 map. Then in 1927, they did something different in Virginia. Prince William County, Fairfax County, Culpeper County, and Fauquier County all got together, and they created what they called a district home for the poor at Birmingham Green in Manassas. Once this was done, they sold off their land holdings over near where the Prince William Forest is, and that was the end of the poorhouse. Now, the cemetery was not shown on the map, but this is a printout from some information that was compiled. I think it was originally compiled by Ron Turner. And this shows the latitude and longitude of the poorhouse cemetery. It says that it's abandoned, poor condition. You can tell that from the pictures I took. Approximate number of burials, 100. And there's no tombstones, but there were some field stones and unmarked graves. And this was surveyed in 2001 by Ron Turner and Howard Thompson. Ended up being 3.7 miles. No, excuse me. That was my estimate. Ended up being 4.5 miles and a total ascent of 331 feet. And that was the hike for today.